LWW Winona Branch, Home and Community Options, Project FINE, the Women's Resource Center of Winona, Winona Occupational Rehabilitation Services, Winona State University social work students, and the WSU American Democracy Project. We are pleased to welcome those of you in our live audience and citizens who may be watching at home. We also want to thank the City of Winona for allowing us to hold this educational forum in the City Council chambers. For those of you watching at home, we have a call-in phone number where you can provide us with questions for the panel. The call-in phone number is 507-457-8280. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan volunteer organization organized at the local, state, and national level to encourage citizens to become educated and participate in government. While we as a league do study and take stands on issues, we do not endorse or support political parties, candidates, or tell voters how to answer referendum questions. In the event a candidate is unable to attend one of our forums, we do read a statement on their behalf should they choose to submit one. This forum is intended to provide voters with information so they can make an educated choice on the ballot. Views expressed in this forum are those from the candidates. We do encourage our members as individuals to get involved in their communities. For the 2018 forums, the League of Women Voters Winona has adopted a participation policy as approved by the League of Women Voters of Minnesota Board. This policy for all forums allows inviting all candidates for an elected office. If only one candidate chooses to participate, the forum will still be held. Our participation policy and ground rules were provided to the candidates with their invitation to attend. Copies of both policies are available this evening for the public. I'll briefly review some of the highlights of those ground rules. The audience is expected to be courteous to the candidates and good listeners. This is a live cable TV broadcast, so the audience is asked not to express support or concern during the forum and to hold their applause until the end of the forum. We remind everyone to please turn off your cell phones, pagers, and electronic devices. This forum is being taped, may not be edited, and must be broadcast in its entirety and in accord with all FCC regulations. During the forum, we ask the audience present and our TV listeners to write down their questions or call them in at 507-457-8280. Our timekeeper for this evening is Mary Borgen. The League of Women Voters Winona and co-sponsors are facilitating our questions for the moderator. The moderator will ask the questions and has final decision regarding questions that are asked. The League of Women Voters will determine the questions to be asked, and attempts in good faith will be made to cover as many areas of interest as possible but expressed by the audience. Candidates do not know the questions in advance. Questions that are hostile, partisan, embarrassing, inappropriate, or of a personal nature will not be asked. Questions should be forward-looking rather than a review of past issues. Questions on similar topics may be grouped, consolidated, and/or rewritten at the discretion of the question facilitators and moderator. As there's never enough time to cover all of the issues in a limited time frame and setting such as this, please feel free to contact candidates directly if your questions are not addressed tonight. All questions become the property of the League of Women Voters. Candidates will be asked to strictly observe time limits on responses. Our timekeeper will hold up cards to indicate time is about to expire. Once the stop card is displayed, candidates will stop at the end of their current sentence. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to provide an opening statement, 1 minute to respond to each of the questions asked, and 1 minute to provide a closing statement. Candidates running for Winona Area Public Schools at-large seats include Ben Barato, who is unable to attend this evening, Nancy Denzer, Kenneth Kirsting, who is unable to attend this evening, John Larkey, Jim Schul, Luke Sims, and Carl Sonneman. Running for Winona Area Public Schools District 1 seat is Ted Hazelton, Steve Schill, and Oscar Irby Mardones, who's also unable to attend. Please take note that on the primary election day, August 14th, voters will be asked to vote for 2 of the at-large candidates and 1 of the District 1 candidates. Candidates are seated in alphabetical order, and the order of opening statements, responses to questions, and closing remarks has been determined through use of a League of Women Voters table that is numerically balanced to provide equal opportunity to candidates in their responses. Candidates will be called on when it is their turn to respond. I'd like to remind the audience to remain quiet during the forum, to turn off your electronic devices, and hold your applause until it is invited at the end of the forum. Now we will begin with our opening statements. Our first speaker will be candidate Denzer.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this event, for the opportunity to participate, and to all of you attending or watching. My name is Nancy Denzer. I am running for an at-large seat on the school board. I believe every child deserves our best and that every child is someone's most precious gift that they trust the school district to nurture and have opportunities to thrive in. I believe that the communities that make up the Winona Area Public Schools are amazing places to live, raise families, retire, and watch grandchildren grow in. I retired in June after 34 years serving in public education. I was a social worker, a guidance counselor at Lewiston Altura Public Schools, and a principal in Rochester Public Schools for the past 19 years. My experience spans pre-K to college. I have firsthand knowledge and experience in leading a large middle school of 1,100 students and 150 staff members, and have been a part of a leadership team at a large 1,700 high school. These experiences include budgeting, recruiting, hiring and retaining staff, developing and delivering staff development opportunities, implementing security and safety measures, student programming, scheduling, and reductions as well as recent as the past 2 years. I grew up in Minnesota City, have been a lifelong Winona resident, proud parent of 2 Winona Area Public School graduates who are both licensed educators. My husband is Maynor Johnson, who recently retired from the city. We've been married for 40 years and enjoy living just outside of Winona on a hobby farm. It is my goal to have open communication, listen to your feedback, make informed decisions, be an effective and respectful team member, and continue moving the district forward. Thank you.
Candidate Larkey.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the League of Women's Voters and everyone else that has organized this forum. I believe it's extremely important that voters be able to educate themselves on the candidates and form an educated opinion on who they may vote for. My name is J.R. Larkey. I've lived in the Winona area my entire life. I was raised just 20 minutes away down the road in Houston, Minnesota, and I moved here in 2004 after high school. My wife and I moved our family to Rolling Stone in April of last year, and we absolutely love it. I have 3 children, with 1 more on the way in a couple of months, and that's one of the many reasons that I'm running for school board. Over the past several years, I've become more and more concerned with the direction of the district and the path that we seem to be heading down. Now, there's multiple things that I'm concerned about, such as the district's ability to grow. Now that we only have 3 elementary schools, there will be a 96% capacity next year. The racial disparity that is occurring in our schools. Racial disparity is an issue that is rarely talked about, but is an issue that we face in our schools every day. And a general lack of accountability throughout the district. Now, along with concerns, I also think the district is doing many things very well. Our special education is among the best in the state. Our teachers are amazing and truly care about our students. Our students themselves are outstanding and very talented young people. And our community cares about our students and their future. And I believe that that's important to have community involvement when it comes to our children. Now, this district is by no means perfect, and that's why I'm here. I want to give our teachers the resources they need to provide the highest level of education to our children and put the tools our students need to succeed in the classroom and provide them with exciting, up-to-date programming that will help them be the best at whatever they decide to do in their future. Thank you.
Candidate Schul.
Hi, my name is Jim Schul, and I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for this opportunity. And I'd also like to thank Ben Barado for his long-standing service to public education. It's admirable. I'm running for school board to help out my neighbors. And because I'm committed to public education, my entire professional life has been dedicated and devoted to public education. I was a high school social studies teacher for 10 years. And then over 10 years, I've been a teacher educator. I'm a professor of education at Winona State University. Public education is my hobby. I write about public education for a living. I focus on the historical and sociological foundations of education. I have over 24 articles that have been published that I focus on regarding whether it be a classroom piece, whether it be a policy piece, or whether it be a historical piece on education. So this is my hobby. And so I bring a needed skill set and background to the WAPS district, and I think I can move us forward. And that's why I think I should run. My vision for WAPS centers around 4 key areas that revolve around national issues, ones that I would like to see WAPS be ahead of the curve on, where other districts say, let's be like WAPS. These issues will be my initiatives if I'm elected. These areas are, 1, inclusion of exceptional learners in the general education classroom. 2, I want to professionalize our teachers. 3, I want to enhance our school security. And 4, I want to enhance our school social services, such as counseling services for our students. You can find out more about my take on these issues on my website, jimschul.com, and my Facebook page at Schul for School. I will be a visible servant to the school community. I will continue to visit classrooms on a regular basis, as I have in the past, and I will provide an optimism that we so direly need in these days. Thank you.
Candidate Sims.
Good evening. First, I would like to echo the comments expressed by my fellow candidates, thanking the League of Women Voters, thanking the voters, and thanking everybody who decided to come out and spend their Wednesday evening sitting in the City Council chambers. I'm running for school board in the at-large district because I believe that it's time for a new face and a new opportunity, new trajectory for Winona Public Schools. What we see is frustration. I hear it repeatedly in my job as a city planner, and I interact with the public day to day, hour after hour, and it's something that I crave, something that I enjoy doing, and I believe I have the expertise as somebody who can provide strategic planning and goal setting for this community to bring Winona Area Public Schools into the future. I'm a product of public schools. More importantly, I'm a product of Minnesota Public Schools, and Minnesota Public Schools that are innovative. I'm proud